Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Your Pony of here. I have a treat for you with Season 5. The EM2 is absolutely bonkers. You know me, I love the C58. C58 is an absolute beamer rifle. And now they gave me the EM2, which is literally a better C58. You remember when they nerfed the C58 because they was too good? Well, let's bring out the EM2. That's even better C58. Gun is an absolute laser beam shredding machine, and I don't even see its best strength as long range gun. As a sniper support, the gun is brilliant too. Let's look at the damage, class setups, recoil, and then how to absolutely just slay with it. Gameplay will also follow in the next coming videos. Just check out the timestamps in the description below to go to the part where you would like to be. And yes, we'll have a similar video for the Tech 9 coming, and then obviously gameplay videos for both too. We do have the standard scope on the EM2, but I have to say I like it with the 3x and the 4x. The 4x here has a problem though. The gun with the magnification of the 4x might have a high kick. So sometimes the 3x, or for most of you, the 3x will probably be the best. I still go for my standard measured reticle. I've been looking at the new ones, but realistically, this is the only one from the Battle Pass worth it. This one is weird. This one is even weirder because you aim with the black and the blue. Then this green dot is too big. You'll cover the whole character on distance. And this green dot is too big. So from all the ones in the Battle Pass, maybe the purple one, even though it could also be so big, is the only one that's feasible. We're slapping on the Task Force, obviously. Then followed up by the Agency Suppressor and the 40 round mag. Now, the recoil of the gun is already very stable, but it has a little bit of wibble wobble. The ADS time is really good as soon as you put the 40 mag on and as soon as you swap away from the standard scope. Then we could go for the field agent foregrip just to smoothen it out. But I think the recoil is also good without, so you could go for the Serpent Wrap / Airborne Elastic as soon as it's unlocked. The reason for the Serpent Wrap or the Airborne Elastic is that the first damage fall off of this gun up to 40 meters is already plenty insane. So this could be really well played together with a hipfire gun or with a shotgun. Let's see how the gun shoots with and without a grip. First, EM2 with a grip on 30 meters. Very straight recoil. Very easy, very good. And now that's the EM2 without a foregrip. And you can see there is a bit more shake in the scope. So just from a shooting feeling, the EM2 shakes less, as you can see. So from a recoil perspective, from a mere recoil perspective, it really doesn't make that big of a difference. It's more or less the same. But the bullet spacing, especially up here, you can see that, of the field agent grip is a bit lower. So the bullets are a bit better together, which then on distance, especially when you're trying to shoot a window like this, might make it easier to handle. Whereas if you're having the field agent grip missing, you might have the one or the other problem. All in all, I do believe both are incredibly easy to shoot, the one with or without the grip. And I think if you're playing Rebirth Island, you 100% don't need a grip. And if you're a very aggressive player, you 100% don't need a grip either. Obviously, if you're using it on range, then if you're a really rangy player and a long range beamer, you will want to have the field agent foregrip. This would be the most optimal build for you that are long range beamers to be very efficient. And this gun is really cool in the first damage drop off and in the second too. Because in the first damage drop off, you can have a 450 milliseconds time to kill with 2 headshots, 1 chest shot, and then tummy and arm and leg shots, another 2. So 5 shots to kill, 450 milliseconds. And with the really easy beams of the gun, the pinpoint precision, that's great to achieve. And even if you miss a bullet, 5.63 it is. You have a slow fire rate which makes every single shot easier to count. Very important here too, on the second damage drop off, this one gets pulled out to 40 meters roughly, with 1 headshots, 4 chest shots, and then 1 arm and leg / tummy shot. You have 563 milliseconds to kill, but even if you get a 7 shot to kill, that would be fine because you end up at 675. And that's, for example, with the C58, and that's the C58 already hitting a headshot, or with the FFAR, the AMAX, Odin, M13, Ram 7, Scar, close to all of them, XM4, M4, Craig. nothing is really far away from the second damage drop off. So if you get the first, you're good. If you get the second, you're still fine. You're absolutely menacing beamer. Obviously, if you have 2 headshots on distance, you can hit only arm and leg shots, which is really cool. As you can see, the EM2 is really scary, and that's why you also kind of want to play with it 3 times over the 4 times, because you want to whip this out on 10 meters too. Where then you can see this gun would be perfectly made to either be played with a shotgun or with a hipfire gun. So right now, if I would have to pair it with something, it could be something like the MAC-10, the Bullfrog. We're talking about the Milano, a hipfire / movement build. And then obviously the MP5 Cold War is also an option. The CX9, for example, has a hipfire build, but it doesn't move as fast as the others. So I would probably perform the MP5 from Modern Warfare over that. And I would play the no stock version, because the no stock version just moves faster. If you're playing quads, you could also put the Merc off and put sleight of hand on. You don't get in situations where you struggle with the reload, and you also move in total faster with this version. Have been trying that on Rebirth a lot, and it's super efficient. And then you have a hipfire version that you can whip out on the close ranges to then use the long range version, obviously from 10 meters on already, to really beam people with your first damage drop off. But this is not the only build this gun has. This gun is also a very proficient sniper support gun. The biggest problem with the sniper support you kind of have is the standard scope. And the standard scope, in my eyes, is just really weird. So I swapped that for Microflex or for Hawks, more in that direction. Still, I would keep the task force. You can swap the agency for the suppressor. That is fine here. You might also want to keep the agency, because we're going to still pull out the first damage drop off as fast as we can up to the 40 meters, as I said. You can play this with the 40 round mag, and then you do swap over to the Serpent Wrap / Airborne Elastic as soon as I would have that unlocked. And this is really very good, even close quarter combat. Even though it has a slow fire rate of 530, you can still pinpoint precision hit your hits. It feels like a Milano AR with a good ADS time, a decent movement, and especially it is just absolutely no recoil, pinpoint precision beaming to get people just down. And then I would obviously play with my all-time favorite, the Swiss K31. There's no question asked. Sound moderator, combat rack, and bruiser grip, 5 milliwatt, and airborne elastic wrap. And I would have the menacing combo of the sniper support with the very good Swiss. And yes, we will have gameplay video on the long range and on the sniper support gun coming. Ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts so far on the EM2 and on the Tag 9, if you want to drop that in the comments below? I have to say, I've been playing it a lot on Rebirth. I've been actually leveling on Rebirth. It's quite like a spleen of mine, because leveling Plunder is fun, leveling in Starch Zone can be interesting. But if you play Rebirth Island, you can do the contracts way faster in a row, and the advantage of Rebirth Island is that the contracts stack XP wise. So what we did, we jumped with 2 or 3 people on Rebirth Island, landed, instantly got our loadout, and then we were just doing contracts. Especially the clock contracts, you can do 4 or 5 of them in the same location if you're lucky. So that's absolutely crazy. I'm not sure if it's really faster than Plunder, but we've been making quite some levels like crazy. And on top of that, we've been actually winning 10 Rebirth games while we're just been leveling the Tag 9 and the EM2 in Rebirth. It was absolutely mental fun, and it's definitely more entertaining than just go brain dead for Plunder. But what do you think about the EM2? I do think it will actually get nerfed quite soon, because in comparison to all the other ARs, it has quite now a super low TTK possible in the short and the long range. I don't actually know how they did it again. I mean, now the conspiracy theorists are coming out of their corners again like, oh, they made the new gun OP so everyone buys the blueprint. And sadly, this is actually how it seems. I mean, the Tag 9 is definitely not OP, it's just merely good. But the EM2, in my eyes, is absolutely way too strong. It's so much fun to play, and it would definitely be EM2 zone for a while now. Also, the gun just hurts so much. You get hit by one bullet and you're just like, oh my goodness, what happened there? And then you get 2, 3 and you're suddenly dead. It's quite crazy, especially when people chain in headshots with a 61 headshot damage. That is so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I know Season 5 is not the most entertaining one. The content is really lacking, but I think the guns are worth it, and I do have quite some content lined up for you. I think there's going to be at least 15 fresh, interesting content videos, and then we'll see what the rest of the season brings, where we can then do other stuff. I wish you a fantastic good time. Take care. Enjoy the season. Enjoy the new weapons. Try out the Rebirth Island leveling if you have 1-2 friends, or ask in the Discord community, discord.gg/ponyhof. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next video.